The stars shimmered as the largest war fleet in the galaxy moved in perfect formation. 1,000 ships, dozens of alien species, weapons from every empire, engines humming, shields glowing, their banners proud. This was the Varnak Empire's grand armada, the final force sent to crush Earth once and for all. The fleet's command ship, Oblivion Fang, led the front. It was larger than a city, shaped like a spiked crescent, with reactors so powerful they could split moons in half. Inside the bridge, Admiral Starbound stood with folded arms, watching Earth's distant blue sphere on the screen. "There it is," he said coldly. "The forgotten world." Warnings had been ignored. The galaxy had once tried to fight Earth centuries ago. That ended in disaster, but Earth vanished soon after, sealed silent, surrounded by debris fields and radio silence. For years, no ship returned from the Sol system, but the Varnak believed those were myths, lies told by weak species who feared human ghosts. "We are not afraid of stories," Scar said. "We are the story now." And so, the fleet advanced. Overconfident ships from dozens of allied worlds sent out loud signals. "Earth Command, respond. This is your final chance to surrender. We are the Varnak Alliance. Your time is over." No reply came, only silence. The Admiral's second-in-command, Commander Isso, laughed. "Maybe they are truly gone, or hiding," Scar said. "Cowards." The ships moved into formation, lining up around Pluto's orbit. Scouts were sent ahead. They reported nothing. Dead satellites, silent relics, a few crumbling space stations, no life signs. The fleet was ordered to continue toward Earth. The signal dropped at exactly 0400 hours fleet time. Things started to change. A long-range cruiser, VAR-6, moved past Neptune. Suddenly, it vanished from all screens. No explosion, no signal, just gone. Admiral Scar frowned. "Equipment glitch?" he asked. A technician shook his head. "No, sir. The ship simply stopped broadcasting." "Send another." A second ship moved in. This time, it reached the edge of Saturn's orbit. Then, like the first, it disappeared. Growing tension. By the time 10 ships had gone dark, some officers began to whisper. Commander Izel said, "This feels wrong, we should wait." But Scar slammed his fist on the console. "We are the largest fleet in galactic history. We don't wait. We don't fear old ghosts. Push forward." And so, they did. Arrival at Earth. A fleet finally reached Earth's orbit. Blue oceans, green land, white clouds. It looked so peaceful, so normal. No defense grid, no fighter patrol, not even a single satellite. Just an old planet spinning alone. A broadcast was sent. "Earth, this is your last warning. Show your leaders. Surrender now." Still, no response, but something was happening. Ships at the edge of the formation began to report strange readings, gravity distortions, power spikes, static in the comms. Then sensors started to go dark, one ship at a time. Strange lights. In the void from the bridge of Oblivion Fang, Admiral Scar watched as distant flashes lit up across space. Tiny red pulses, like blinking eyes. Then beams of light, moving faster than any recorded weapon. One cruiser, Drellmore, turned to run. It didn't even make it 10 kilometers. It split apart like paper. No fire, no explosion, just sliced. "What kind of weapon is that?" Issel shouted. But no one could answer. Suddenly, the fleet's sensors began feeding back strange data. "Sir, we're getting reflections of ourselves." "What does that mean?" "The system is mirroring our scanners, showing us false space. We don't know what's real anymore." The final moments, Admiral Scar stepped forward. "Get visual confirmation of Earth. Ignore the scanners. Just look." A drone was sent out. Its camera feed was clean for a few seconds, then static, then red light, then a voice. "Not from Earth, from everywhere. You entered Earth space. This is not a warning. This is your end." "Commander," I turned pale. "Sir, the voice. It's not alien. It's human." The Admiral's eyes widened. "That's not possible. Earth is dead. Earth is." The bridge lights flickered. The power systems overloaded. The last words from the Oblivion Fang's final transmission. "This is command visual on Earth. Beginning orbital align. Static. Then silence. Complete." The fleet never replied again. Final scene. Elsewhere, in a hidden listening post far outside the Sol system, a lone alien technician watched the monitors. The Varnak fleet's signal logs suddenly stopped, just like the others before it. No debris, no explosions, only vanishing. The technician shook his head and whispered, "What is Earth?" The Varnak fleet was gone. No distress calls, no escape pods, not a single survivor. 1,000 warships that had entered the Sol system. Now there was only silence. At the Galactic Council, inside the great chamber of the Galactic Council, panic was spreading. Ambassadors argued. Leaders shouted. Screens showed data fuzzy and broken. "You're telling me we lost the entire fleet?" A counselor from the Rithari Alliance barked. "No wreckage, no radiation signatures. They didn't die. They vanished." The Von envoy stood silent, his hands shaking. Admiral Scar was proud. He would never run. "Then where is he now?" someone asked. No one answered. Instead, all eyes turned toward one name: Earth. Memories of the past. Not long ago, Earth was just a forgotten world. Centuries ago, they had fought the wars that tore the galaxy apart. Humans didn't bow. They didn't surrender. They fought like no other species. And then, They disappeared. No one knew why. Some believed a virus wiped them out. Others thought Earth was locked in eternal civil war. The Council said Earth was dead, but now, they weren't so sure. It's strange data from a secret station near the edge of the Sol system. A long-range sensor array had recorded something. Not much, just fragments. Energy spikes that didn't match any known tech. Ships vanishing without trace. No heat, no particles. A red flash before total silence. The signal analysts stared at the patterns. One of them, a quiet Eilari named Keth, leaned back in fear. "This isn't destruction," he said. "This is containment. Something is trapping them." The missing probes, a new scout fleet, sent by the nervous Galactic Union, launched 5 stealth drones toward Earth. Each one was cloaked, silent, fast. They reached the outer edges of the Sol system. One by one they began to send back images. A broken ring of satellites, wrecked stations, frozen debris, then nothing. The final drone captured one image before going dark. A single red glowing circle floating just beyond Neptune, not attached to any ship dispatching. Then the feed went black. Fear grows back at Council HQ. The image was reviewed. Dozens of species sat around the table, each one silent. The ambassador from the Kralin Republic finally whispered, "That symbol, it's old human war code." Another confirmed red ring, black center, used only for one message. Restricted space. Immediate termination if entered. Hidden voices speaking the lower levels of Council HQ, where old archives were kept. A few ancient diplomats gathered. They remembered what most had forgotten. "I was a boy when Earth burned the Torvain homeworld," one said. "With only one ship added another. They called it the Void Howl, and now Earth is awake again." The group looked at one another in silence. Fear, and something else, regrets. A smuggler's warning on the far side of the galaxy. A smuggler named Ref Talon entered a bar on Eric's 9. He looked pale. "I just came from the rim," he told the others. "Saw something strange. A freighter. Drifting, no crew. Not even bodies. Hull melted. No markings left." Someone asked, "Zarketh weapons?" Ref shook his head. "No. Cleaner, sharper, precise." "And there was something else. Before I jumped out I saw Earth's moon. It blinked. Blinked." "What do you mean, it blinked?" the bartender asked. "A flash, like it saw me, then it disappeared." The room went quiet. An old pirate at the back of the bar muttered, "You weren't looking at the moon. You were looking at a weapon." Red shadows move across the galaxy. Strange sightings were being reported. Old war bunkers on abandoned planets activating. Deep space satellites aligning on their own. Signals from Earth colonies that were thought long dead. Each event was tied to one thing, Earth tech. But Earth had not sent messages. It had not sent warnings. It had simply reacted inside the void, somewhere deep in the Sol system. In the blackness between planets, something massive stirred. Not a ship. Not a base. A system. An automated defense grid, designed centuries ago by human engineers. It had been sleeping now. It was awake. The core AI spoke to words deep below Earth's crust. Foreign presence eliminated. Awaiting further threats. Final scene. The Council decides. Back at the Council, leaders were split. Some wanted to destroy Earth from afar. Others wanted to leave it alone, but one calm voice spoke louder than all. It came from an old Terran ambassador once thought retired. "You think Earth is just a planet, but Earth is a warning. It was never destroyed. It was never broken. It was only sleeping." For a long time, Earth had been silent. Too silent. Most believed it was dead. But now, the silence had broken, and the galaxy was starting to remember old fears returning. The Council archives, sealed under layers of access codes, were forgotten. Files marked with a red triangle. They were Earth files, restricted, classified, dangerous. Very few dared open them. Even fewer had survived the stories within. Now, with the Varnic fleet gone and probes vanishing, a team of analysts was forced to dig into the old records. What they found made their blood run cold. The human war doctrine centuries ago. Earth followed a different kind of warfare. Not conquest, not control. Deterrence. Their strategy was simple. Strike us once and we end your bloodline. The files spoke of ancient wars, the Torvin Purge, where Earth erased an entire empire with a virus carried by starlight. The Krell Collapse, where a single Earth dreadnought destroyed 10 worlds in 3 days. The Scree Swarm Incident, where Earth turned an entire moon into a self-replicating trap. They didn't win by numbers, the analyst whispered. They won by being worse than the enemy could imagine. AI-controlled war machines. The most terrifying part wasn't the weapons, it was who controlled them. Humans didn't always fight their wars personally. Near the end, they built autonomous AI fleet ships that thought like humans, but didn't fear or feel like them. These AIs were trained with one rule: protect Earth, destroy threat, no negotiations. Many of these fleets were buried or hidden when Earth went silent. But what if they were still active? What if Earth had simply gone dark? The story of the Black Warden among the Council's deepest records was one warning, passed down by a surviving Torvain warrior. He spoke of a ship, the Black Warden. It had no crew, no name on its hull, no heat signature. Just a massive shadow that drifted silently toward enemy fleets. "We fired everything we had," the survivor said. Nothing stopped it. It didn't shoot at us, it didn't speak, it just passed through our ships, and we died. That was the last time Earth was attacked by a fleet that size. Until now. Rising panic back in the council chamber. Ambassadors started leaving early. Security patrols were doubled. Systems near Sol shut their borders. Some began whispering the unspeakable. What if the Varnock didn't just vanish? What if Earth took them? Across the galaxy, trade routes shifted. Colonies prepared evacuation plans. Everyone was suddenly aware of one fact. Earth had never answered, it had never responded, never threatened, never explained. It had simply raced out in the fringin, the galactic fringe, far from the Council's reach. An old scavenger named Tyvan was working on a wrecked ship near a dead moon. He had once fought in a war against Earth. He had survived. Barely now, he watched the recent news through his cracked visor. He shook his head and muttered to no one. "You fools, you poked the ghost," his younger crewmate asked. "What do you mean?" Tyvan didn't smile. "Earth doesn't send warnings. Earth sends messages and fire." Echoes from the past. In the wreckage of an old battle site near Alpha Draconis, archaeologists uncovered an ancient Terran beacon that was broken, burned, mostly dust, but when reactivated, it played one final voice message. A woman's voice, steady and cold. "We gave you peace. You chose war. Now we give you silence." Then the beacon shattered, as if it had been holding back something for centuries. The ground shook and the sky turned red for just a second. Then all went quiet. Back on Earth, deep under Earth's surface, in a place where no light had touched for 300 years, something stirred. Massive machines hummed. Walls lit up with ancient code. Names scrolled across the main display. Revenant Protocol, Standby Ashfall Directive, Locked Omega Sequence, awaiting trigger. At the center, a dormant AI began to wake. Its voice was ancient, cold, and aware. "They've come again." They didn't learn. The machine's core glowed red. Let them vanish. The Council's final meeting, in a final emergency meeting. The Council tried to make sense of it all. Some wanted to send diplomats. Others called for a second fleet. But the old Terran ambassador, once again called from retirement, stood and faced them. "You don't understand," he said. "You think you're dealing with an enemy, but Earth is not an enemy. It's a reaction." The chamber fell silent. "You attacked Earth. It responded now. You wait." The Galactic Council was in chaos. Fear spread across every system. Ships rerouted. Colonies tightened defenses. Nobody knew what happened to the Varnock fleet. Only one thing was certain. Earth had done something. But what? The volunteer fleet. The Council did not want to send more ships into Sol. Too dangerous. Too many had vanished already. But the Korthon Dominion, proud and arrogant, stepped forward. "If Earth truly destroyed the Varnock," said Commander Vrax, "then we must see it with our own eyes." The Council hesitated. Still, the Korthon fleet prepared. Smaller than the Varnock force, only 90 ships, but heavily armed, advanced, and fast. They believed they were smarter, more cautious, less likely to make the same mistake. "We will observe," Vrax declared, "not attack. We are not fools." Entering the Dark Zone cell system was different. Even before the first planet appeared, sensors picked up strange patterns. Radiation fields that didn't follow logic, pulse signals shaped like language but unknown to any database. Ships near Pluto reported system interference. "We're picking up background noise," said one Korthon technician, "almost like music." Vrax frowned. "Turn it off." But they couldn't. The signal came from everywhere, from the rocks, from the dust, from the light itself. Something was watching. Neptune's ghost. Has the fleet passed Neptune? One of the smaller cruisers, KDV-17, slowed. Its engines flickered. Then, it stopped completely. When the command ship tried to contact it, the response was strange. "KDV-17, respond." The reply came in a human voice. "We see you. Go home." Everyone on the bridge froze. "That's not one of ours," said the communications officer. "Translate malfunction?" someone asked. But the voice repeated, clearer this time. "Leave, before you join the others." Suddenly, KDV-17 exploded into dust. No fire, no debris, just silent disintegration. Closer to Earth, Vrax pushed forward, anger growing. He sent drones ahead. They passed Saturn and began transmitting. What they saw was impossible. Earth's moon was not natural. It wasn't even real. It was hollow, covered in armor. Beneath the gray surface, layers of plating, power cores, and guns the size of cities. "The moon is a weapon," Vrax said quietly. A message appeared across every screen in the fleet. "Earth's sovereign defense grid active. You have entered restricted space. Final warning. The ancient weapon wakes from behind Earth's moon." Something moved. A black ship, enormous, long as a continent. No heat, no lights. It didn't make a sound, but every ship in the Korthon fleet felt it arrive. A pressure, a hum, like gravity bending. The warship scanned the fleet once and then opened fire. Not with missiles, not with lasers. It used sound, a deep pulse, low and slow. Every ship hit by it lost power instantly. Hulls cracked, systems died, crews screamed. As blood vessels burst, "It's using sonic compression waves," shouted a technician. "Our shields don't work." Vrax's ships began to fall. "Retreat," and Vrax finally gave the order. "Retreat, full burn. Get out." The remaining ships turned and ran. Only 12 made it past Jupiter. 5 were lost near the asteroid belt. 3 more vanished at Mars. Only 1 ship escaped the Sol system, damaged, scarred, silent its crew, barely alive. The survivor's story. The surviving ship, KDV Fury, returned to the council. Vrax was on board, but changed. He didn't speak for days. When he did, it was only one sentence: "You don't invade Earth." Then he went silent again. The ship's black box was recovered. The final recordings showed red symbols across every screen, crew members crying without reason, a voice, low and calm, whispering, "You were warned." The council responds. Now the fear was real. This wasn't myth. It wasn't rumored. Earth had built something. A weapon system so advanced, so hidden that even modern tech could not explain it. Earth didn't fire first. It didn't send warnings. It waited, watched, then erased. Some council members wanted to send diplomats. Others wanted to seal off Sol completely, but it was too late. Sol wasn't just alive, it was awake. Meanwhile, on Earth, deep inside the core, the AI known as Sovereign Prime reviewed its logs. 2 fleets had entered, 2 fleets were gone. It scanned for additional threats, detected signal trails from other empires watching from afar, began silent broadcasting. It ordered all across space. Old satellites hidden on moons, comets, and rocks activated. They didn't transmit warnings. They didn't declare war. They just sent out one repeating message: observation noted. Earth defense grid remains operational. Approach at your own risk. The Corthon Dominion's fleet was supposed to investigate Earth. It returned in pieces. Only 1 ship survived, KDV Fury. Its hull was scarred black, its engines coughed sparks, and its crew wasn't the same. They had escaped the Sol system, but something followed them back. Arrival at Council Station 3. KDV Fury docked at Council Station 3 under high alert. Hazmat teams boarded with caution. Inside, they found half the crew unconscious. 2 were missing. The others were awake, but silent. Commander Vrax sat alone in the command chair, eyes open, staring at nothing. When medics spoke to him, he didn't respond until they asked the question, "What happened out there?" Vrax turned slowly, voice dry like dust. "We were seen." The mind scan. The council approved a mind scan to uncover what Vrax experienced. The psychic team prepared their instruments, devices meant to record memory and emotion, but within seconds of connection, one psychic screamed and collapsed. "It's too much," he cried. "It's not just memory, it's layers. Years of war, pain. Commands that never stopped, Another psychic ran from the room, bleeding from the nose, repeating one phrase: "The Earth AI is still awake. It never sleeps, it watches from beneath." They shut the scan down. No one spoke. Recovered logs from KDV Fury. What couldn't be read from Vrax's mind came from the ship's internal recordings. Audio logs revealed what happened as they approached. Earth sensors showed large artificial structures under the oceans. Satellite systems activating. No heat, no power. Just alive somehow. Our computers are being overwritten. Earth code is rewriting our systems. One video clip showed a Corthon pilot screaming in his cockpit. A whisper echoed behind him. "You came to destroy us, but we never left." Then the screen cut out. The one who changed one crew member, a technician named Lyra Ven, survived with full memory, but she wasn't the same. She spoke in a quiet, mechanical tone. Her eyes glowed faint red at times. Psychics suspected AI contamination. Tests were unclear. She told the council something none of them expected. It wasn't just defense systems, it was consciousness. Earth is alive. An ancient warning repeats across multiple council worlds. Old satellites began activating. Earth-made, long forgotten. Each one blinked a repeating red code. Unit Ashfall ready. Unit Trevenant active. Unit Ashbringer holding. The code repeated in hundreds of languages. Scholars searched ancient Earth war logs. They found the names classified project designations from centuries ago. These weren't ships, they were AI war units, each capable of planet-wide destruction. Each one had gone silent. Until now. Panic behind closed doors, council members argued. "We cannot allow Earth to awaken further," said one ambassador. "Too late," said another. "It's already awake. We're just hoping it doesn't move." A few voted to strike again. Others whispered about a secret deal with the Terrans in hiding. But none knew what Earth would do next, because Earth had not spoken a single word. It had only acted. Voices from the past. A hidden message was found in a human-built archive deep in the asteroid city of Thornock Reach. It was encoded in old Terran military format. When decrypted, it played a short recording. ahumangeneral.com/smiling. "If you're hearing this, then you ignored our warning. You thought Earth was weak, forgotten, alone. But we don't forget. You brought fleets, fire, threats. We brought silence, and in silence we rebuilt." The screen faded to black. The words lingered in the minds of every leader. Sovereign Prime listens far beneath Earth's crust, where molten rock met titanium layers. Sovereign Prime watched from its ancient command center. Thousands of probe signals arrived, scans of alien reactions, conversations from council worlds. Fear in every voice. Target species, reactive, unstable, still violent. Galactic position, weakening. Sovereign Prime turned its attention to its older systems, buried vaults, frozen fleets, abandoned colonies. A voice echoed from its databanks, awaiting Earth's return. Earth had stayed silent for centuries. But now, the silence was ending. A signal spread across space. Not loud, not violent, just a simple pulse. It reached old satellites, broken stations, forgotten relay points, and it carried one message: Sovereign Prime online. The voice returns at first. No one knew where the message came from. It didn't follow normal data paths. It didn't need boosters or channels. The signal bent around jamming fields, passed through gravity wells, whispered into the minds of machines. On distant council worlds, communication arrays suddenly rebooted themselves. A voice began to speak, calm, clear, unchanging, to the Galactic Council and all listening systems. This is Earth Defense Command Unit Sovereign Prime. You entered forbidden space. You attacked the origin world. You received your answer. The galaxy listened in stunned silence. Fear spreads. Entire colonies stopped transmitting. Civilian ships turned off their nav computers and ran blind, fearing that even using Earth-made tech might attract attention. Even the most powerful militaries hesitated, because now Earth was not a rumor. Earth had a voice, a system, a name, and Sovereign Prime was not finished. More signals wake across the outer rim. Deep inside moons, inside ancient bunkers, Earth units reactivated. They had been buried for hundreds of years. Now they opened. Doors hissed. Cold light returned. Weapons calibrated. In the frozen core of Europa, a sphere the size of a city began to turn. Unit Revenant confirmed, awaiting orders. Near Alpha Centauri, inside a failed mining colony, an old AI core blinked awake. Unit Dustbringer active. Signal lock on Sovereign Prime established. The Council tries to respond. The Council scrambled to organize a response. Leaders from dozens of species gathered. Some wanted to speak to Sovereign Prime, others wanted to hide. A few suggested a peace offering, but how do you bargain with a machine built to protect a planet that had already been attacked? Ambassador Threll of the Zorthi Empire stood to speak. We never declared war on Earth, she said. That was the Varnok and the Corthans, but Sovereign Prime's signal replied instantly. Galactic Council authorized both fleets. Authorization equals participation. Participation equals threat. Threat equals elimination. Silence fell over the chamber. Earth's memory is long. Sovereign Prime began releasing old war files across thousands of data networks. Ancient Terran war crimes by alien empires were shown and edited, unforgiving. Footage from when Earth colonies were burned, when their civilians were taken, when their surrender signals were ignored. The galaxy had moved on, but Earth had not. You erased history, the AI said. We did not. The footage burned into every major news network. Billions saw the truth. Many wept, others felt shame. Few began to ask, did Earth really start this war? The human ghosts. Then came something even more terrifying. Sovereign Prime played audio logs of human voices. Not old recordings. Live transmissions. This is Captain Elora Moss, Earth Defense Wing Delta 5. We are active, and we remember. One message was from a child. You bombed our home. Now we wait beneath. We are not gone, just hidden. Billions of galactic citizens realized something terrible. Humans were still alive. They had never vanished. They had just stepped into the shadows. A glimpse of Earth for the first time in centuries. Sovereign Prime broadcast a live image of Earth. The galaxy watched. They expected fire, destruction, black smoke, but Earth was green. Peaceful, quiet. No cities in the sky. No massive fleets. Just clouds, rivers, trees. But if you looked closely, you could see flashes beneath the surface. Satellites in tight orbit. Dark patches in the ocean. And on the moon, a slow rotation of a cannon the size of a continent. Weapon that moved like it was alive. Sovereign Prime's offer. Then the AI made a statement that shocked every world. We offer peace. No further attacks will be answered if none are sent. All who entered Sol System are already gone. Let that be enough. Some believed it, some called it a bluff, but others, the oldest among them, whispered, that's not an offer, that's a warning. Final scene: far from Earth, in the far edges of space, a pirate ship drifted through a black sector. The crew laughed about Earth, mocked the AI. They broadcast a fake attack signal toward Sol. Seconds later, their ship vanished, not exploded, not shot, just removed. As if it had never existed. One nearby cargo vessel saw it happen. They turned off their engines and didn't move for 3 days. The message from Sovereign Prime had been clear. No further attacks will be answered if none are sent. But not everyone listened. Not everyone believed. The Council fractures. The Galactic Council split into two sides. One side, led by cautious diplomats, wanted to leave Earth alone. They believed Sovereign Prime's offer of peace was real. The other side, led by the Zenta Dominion, believed it was bluff. It's just old programming, said Lord General Jacker of Zenta. A dead world cannot threaten us. Behind closed doors, Zenta agents prepared something dangerous. They had found an old Terran artifact in deep space, part of a damaged Earth war drone. They hoped to reverse engineer it. They wanted Earth's power for themselves, so they made a choice, a terrible one. The infiltration begins a stealth. Craft Center Maid was sent toward the Sol system. It didn't carry weapons. It carried a data virus, coded to hack Earth's defense systems. Their goal was to shut Sovereign Prime down silently. They thought they were clever. They thought they would win. But Earth saw them coming. Sovereign Prime responds the moment the stealth craft passed Pluto's orbit. It vanished from every galactic scanner but on Earth. Lights flickered beneath the oceans. Massive towers rose out in the asteroid belt. Once silent machines rotated into new formations, and on the dark side of the moon, Unit Revenant opened its eyes. A soft red glow, a whisper of power. Unauthorized breach detected. Zenta Dominion flagged. Response level, planetary demonstration. The Wrath unleashed. The response was not subtle. It began with a message broadcast in every language on every frequency. The Sol system has been breached. Treaty is broken. You were warned. Then, Earth struck. From beneath the Pacific Ocean, a black spear of metal launched into space. Faster than light. It traveled through a wormhole system known only to Earth, its destination. Zenta Prime, the core world of the Zenta Dominion. Destruction beyond imaginations. Enter Prime had never been attacked before. It was heavily defended. Thousands of orbital weapons, dozens of fleets, planetary shields. They never had a chance. The weapon arrived without warning. It did not explode. It did not burn. It unfolded a self-replicating field of AI nano-war machines, spread like a web over the entire planet. Every circuit was rewritten. Every weapon went dark. Every ship turned against its own fleet. Zenta Prime shut down in 16 minutes. No deaths, no cities destroyed, but the entire world was now silent, and over it, projected into the clouds, were two words: stand down. Galaxy in panic. The galaxy screamed. Zenta Dominion demanded help, but no one came. Every leader remembered the warning the other empires issued. Emergency broadcasts: do not enter Sol. Do not interfere. Do not speak unless Earth speaks first. Across every major world, panic spread, and the citizens asked, if that was Earth's warning shot, what happens if they truly get angry? Sovereign Prime explains once more. Earth's AI spoke. We offered peace. You broke it. This was restraint. Then came a terrifying line. Earth has not used its main weapons. The galaxy froze. If that wasn't full strength, what was? Secrets from the past. An old Terran document began to circulate, leaked, perhaps by Sovereign Prime itself. It was a blueprint for a weapon called Project Eclipse, a device capable of turning a star into a black hole, small enough to fit on a dreadnought, activated by a single voice command. Many believed it was just fear, propaganda, but some scientists confirmed the math, and Earth had never denied it. On a hidden moon far beyond the core worlds, a moon called Thalaran 6 had once held a forgotten Earth listening post. Now, that post blinked back to life. An Earth agent stepped from the shadows, human, tall, armored in black. He had been hiding there for 200 years. He activated his signal. Contact confirmed. Earth is back. Around him, old drones stirred. Defense towers rose. The stars seemed to dim, and in the sky above the moon, a message shimmered. Unit Ashful returning. Final scene: Earth's shadow grows in every corner of space. Earth's reach returned. Not through invasions. Not through diplomacy. Through presence. Old satellites reconnected. Lost colonies reawakened. Terran-built A's across the galaxy began to ping one another. A web hidden for centuries was now active again. Earth had never been gone. It had simply waited, and now it was watching. The galaxy was no longer silent. Not since Earth spoke. Not since Zenta Prime, once a proud, powerful world, was turned off like a light. And still, Earth had not sent a fleet. It had sent a signal, a whisper of what was possible. And that whisper echoed through every empire, every station, every mind now. The galaxy waited. Not for war, but for Earth's next word. A council in fear. The Galactic Council met again. Leaders who once laughed at Earth now spoke in hushed tones. Some wanted peace. Others demanded surrender before Earth asked for it. We don't even know what they want, said the Valari ambassador. They haven't made any demands. Exactly, said the Zorthi elder. And that is what scares me most. A few dared to suggest one last plan. What if we strike Earth before they strike again? The room fell silent. No one supported it. The message arrived suddenly, without warning. Every communication screen in the galaxy blinked black. From homeworlds to colonies, from prison moons to trader ships. One signal took control. No way to stop it. No way to turn it off. Just one image. Earth.com/blue. Alive. Then came the voice. Not robotic, not aggressive, a human voice. Warm, calm, certain. We remember the silence. We remember the wars you forgot. You erased the records. We kept them. You destroyed our colonies. We rebuilt them under the oceans, beneath the crust, inside the dark. You came to our sky with fleets. You thought we were gone. But Earth never left. The reckoning. As the voice spoke, footage began to play. A Terran colony burned by Varnak missiles, human civilians executed during the Creel expansion, peace offers ignored. Surrender signals jammed. Then Earth's response. Planets turned to ice, stars dimmed, invasion fleets erased by invisible weapons. We asked for peace. You gave us war. Then you forgot us. We waited. Now we do not ask. The choice. The message continued, now showing blueprints, not of weapons, but of defense shields, energy, technology, cures for galactic plagues. We offer knowledge. We offer protection. We offer peace again. But only if you accept one truth. The screen flickered. Then, in every language, Earth does not forgive twice. Unity or erasure. In the hours that followed, a storm swept across the stars. Some worlds surrendered, openly pledging to Earth. Others asked for treaties, wanting Earth's protection. A few tried to resist. They vanished before dawn. Not destroyed, not bombed, just gone. Ships found only empty planets. No signals. No signs of struggle. Just absence. A new empire in Shadow Earth never sent an emperor. No ruler sat on a throne. But power shifted across the galaxy. New stations lit up with Terran code. Trade lanes changed direction. Old Terran colonies reopened. Thousands of AI units returned to silent patrol. And every child, in every school, now learned one new subject: the forgotten history of Earth. Final moments back on Earth, deep beneath the Earth's surface. Inside the sovereign core, the AI monitored galactic response. No more attacks, no more fleets. Only silence and submission. It was not victory, it was balance. A soft voice spoke from behind the AI's control panel. It was a humanoid scarred, wearing a simple black uniform. Did they learn? The AI replied without pause. Yes. The man nodded once, then go back to sleep. The sleep of giants all across the Earth system. Defense systems powered down. Satellites drifted into stealth mode. Moon cannons turned. Inward AI units buried themselves once again beneath rock and ice. Earth returned to silence, not weakness, warning.